you might be wondering, how long should I take to plan for my webinar? Maybe this is your first webinar, or maybe you've had a webinar in the past, but it didn't go as planned, and you want to give yourself more time to properly plan so that you can see results from your webinar. Now, what I'm going to share with you today is the process that I like to take in order for me to be able to plan for my webinar accordingly. This helps me to see success and also generate revenue from my webinar. And again, this method can be used whether it's pre-recorded or a live webinar. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right into the timeline and how long it should take for you to plan for your upcoming webinar. Hey there, Corporate Misfits, Brittany Darrington here, and welcome to the Corporate Misfit Club channel, where we help female coaches, course creators, and consultants to build a freedom-bound business, sharing their expertise and creating automation so that they can do more of what they love. Now, before we dive into today's topic, I want you to check out our webinar checklist below. This webinar checklist will help you to be able to host your webinar and know what to do at each of the phases so that you are set up for success and you can generate revenue from your next webinar. All right, let's go ahead and talk all about timelines, because this is something that a lot of people don't really think about when it comes to creating a webinar. We think about the shiny object that's going to take place at the very end. How do we get people to our membership, our coaching program? How are we able to take this person from a lead and turn them into a paying customer? But we don't think about the planning process and how much time we should give ourselves so that we can properly set ourselves up for success. So what I'm going to share with you today is the timeline that I like to use. Now, please note that I have a team, and my team also assists me to create all of the things that we are going to talk about. Now, if you are a one-person show, it might take you a little bit longer, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you might also be looking into outsourcing to help you to be able to create some of these assets that you're going to need along the way. But please know that if you need help or if you need more time, that is perfectly fine. You don't have to look at what you're doing as if you're doing it wrong or if you're not going to be successful because you don't have the team. You can accomplish all of the things I'm going to talk about. All you have to do is just make a game plan. So timeline. This is probably not what you expected, but I recommend that you take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to plan out your webinar. Now, 4 to 6 weeks gives you ample time to come up with a topic, to get all of your assets ready, to be able to properly promote to your audience, and then eventually host your webinar. So here's the process that I take. The first week, I'm identifying what my webinar is going to be about. I start to think about what is the overall topic, and then what are the pain points that I'm going to touch on during this webinar. Now, I like to pick anywhere from 3 to 5 pain points that I'm going to focus on. So whether your pain points are lessons or tips or strategies or myths that you're going to share, it doesn't matter. You just want to come up with that main topic and identify what those 3 to 5 things that you're going to share are. Now, I also like to think through, what product am I going to be selling at the very end of this webinar? What is the best way to transition my audience from teaching and then going into sales? What's the best way to do that? So I like to give myself about a week to really plan things out and also start to write out my script for my webinar slides. So I like to start coming up with what bullet points would I want on some of these slides, or what are some of the things that I want to say, so I can start breaking them into bite-sized pieces so my audience can digest that whenever I am presenting, and they can understand it, comprehend it, and apply it so that they can see results from the webinar. All right, the next week, which falls into week 2, I like to go into creation mode of building out my slides for my webinar. Now, the reason why I build out my slides before I build out a registration page, before I build out anything else, the reason why I like to build out my slides first is because I'm going to utilize some of the language that I am talking about in my slides on my invite emails. When I'm sharing with my audience what they're going to learn, what they can expect, I like to use that same language. So I create my slides first, and this allows me to get all of the verbiage, all of the things that I'm most likely going to say in my webinar and share that in my emails. Now, week number 3 is when my team and I start to write out all of our emails. We write the invite emails that we're going to send to our audience to just invite them to join our upcoming webinar. This usually goes out to our email list, and also we come up with the copy that we're going to be sharing on social media platforms to invite people to our webinar. So that week is all about copywriting. We also come up with the confirmation and follow-up emails to invite our audience and remind them that they have signed up for a webinar and here's what's to come, so that they can show up to the live or the pre-recorded version of the webinar. And then lastly, we like to go ahead and start writing the launch emails that come after someone actually watches or joins in a webinar. And we like to start to write those emails so that then we can have a follow-up to remind them if they have not watched the live version or the pre-recorded version. It's a follow-up to go and check that out. And then we move into our launch emails that invite them to the product that we're going to be presenting at the very end of that webinar.
Hey there, Corporate Misfits. Maybe you have been looking to launch your digital products. Whether you have a course, a membership, a coaching program, or you're just looking to sell an ebook or something along those lines, we have you covered. I know exactly what it feels like to try to launch and feel overwhelmed with all of the moving parts. Understanding your pre-launch, your pre-launch, your launch, and your post-launch, that can make someone want to pull their hair out. And not knowing what to say or how to say it can make you feel overly frustrated. So to help eliminate this overwhelm, we've created a program called the Digital Launch Club, where we walk you through A to Z how you can get up and going with your first or your next launch for your digital products. You'll find things like webinar bundles, and you'll be able to learn about challenges and how you can be able to create video series just to promote your actual digital product. We also share with you the launch foundation so that you know what to do at every step of the way. So if you're interested in checking that out and being a part of our community, you can click below and also use the code YouTube to get 15% off.
So week 4 is now go into design mode. A lot of people like to start week 4 on week 1, and I highly recommend that you don't do that, because if you can get a lot of the copy portion out of the way, it can help you to easily be able to design your landing pages and not be wasting so much time changing copy later on because you designed something, you had some copy in, but then once you wrote your slides or you came up with all of the copy that you're going to be utilizing in your emails, you might now have some changes. So in the 4th week, we create our opt-in page and also our thank you page and any other pages that we are going to have associated with our webinar. So usually for us, we keep it simple. You have the opt-in registration page where it shares about what the webinar includes, what they're going to learn, what they can walk away with, and how they can take action. And then the thank you page, which is the confirmation that lets them know that they have successfully signed up and here's what to do next. Now, if it's a pre-recorded version, we'll go ahead and create the replay page where there is a webinar room where people can just automatically go into that room, watch the webinar, and take action. And lastly, we like to make sure that our sales page, if it's not already created, it's created and ready to go so that whenever someone gets to that final section of our webinar, when we're presenting about our product and sharing more about how they can work with us, that is ready to go and able for them to access and join our community. So that's what we do during week 4, and that helps us to have everything ready and test everything out and be sure that all of our final changes to copy are already included and made, and that now puts us in a position to where we can start inviting our audience. So we like to spend the last 2 weeks inviting our audience to our upcoming webinar and also inviting cold audiences to our webinar. So if you're using affiliates or if you are just promoting to your email list and your social media platforms that you might use, you want to give yourself ample time to get people to sign up. They might not see it right away. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to utilize that invite email that you created during week 3. You want to utilize that and start inviting your audience to your emails. And also the copy that you created for social media, you're now going to utilize that as well and create some images to go along with that so you can promote and invite people to your webinar. Now, to help to promote on social media, I like to use our Canva lead magnet templates. It makes it really easy for you to create different things to go to your webinar, and it allows you to have some mock-ups, some images, and so much more to create a variation on how you're going to properly promote to get people to come back and sign up to your registration page. All right, so now you're doing that for 2 weeks. Now, week 6 is when you're gonna host your live or your pre-recorded webinar. Now, maybe since it's pre-recorded, you might not need to spend as much time inviting people to this pre-recorded webinar. So you might be okay with having 5 or 6 people on the webinar at a time. And so with that being said, you can probably host your webinar a lot earlier than 6 weeks. It might be around the more of the 4-week time frame after you have created all of those assets that are going to be needed. Now, if you're hosting a live webinar, I highly recommend you give yourself at least 2 weeks to properly promote, whether you're doing Facebook ads or ads of some sort on any platform, and then also wanting to promote on social media. You want to give yourself ample time so people can properly see that. And so now, week 6, you host your live webinar. You are inviting people to join you, you're amped up, and now you're going to present your actual webinar and invite them to your paid product at the very end. So that's the timeline and the schedule that I like to follow. It just helps me to ensure that we get everything done. It gives us ample time to test everything out and make sure that we don't run into technical issues. It also gives us time to build things out properly versus slapping it together, hoping that it works. And also we can plan for success. How are we going to properly transition? What emails do we need to have in order for us to move our customers from a lead into a paying customer? So if you don't take the time to properly do that, well then you're going to find that your webinar is probably a hot mess. But if you take time to really plan accordingly, plan all your emails, all your copy, plan what you're going to say on your actual webinars, plan on how to invite your audience and get them to show up if you're hosting a live event, you will see a massive difference. Okay, corporate misfits, I hope you have fun creating your timeline and getting prepared for your upcoming webinar. And also don't forget to check out the webinar checklist that we have below, where you can learn what to do at each of these phases in your webinar so you can see success and generate revenue. I'll see you soon.
Hey there, corporate misfits. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Go ahead and hit subscribe so you can be notified of some of our upcoming videos.